Welcome back to Lines at Lunch today, June 7th. Yesterday, not great for me. I don't know how you did, Ryan, but I'm 1-2 yesterday. The Reds cashed. I'm not gonna lie, I said to text you that I was quiet about that, but I love that play. Otherwise, though, Mike Trout sold. I managed to get two in my head, and I took both teams to score in the second period instead of just the over, and they proceeded to score a billion goals in periods 2 and 3. So that was tough, but we'll survive. I don't know. How was your day yesterday?
I went 2-1, but the one play that sold was the one in the party parlay. Shit went so under in the Angels and Red Sox game. I was chirping Michael Walker. I hate. I was talking to Landon about this. I hate contact pitchers. Guys who can pitch 7-8 innings with no runs and 2 strikeouts. I think is an absolute crime.
We will peek into the behind the curtain of what my addition to the parlay will be. I'm attacking one of those guys, and now that you say things like that, I'm kind of petrified because you're right. How is Michael Walker just continuing to put these types of games together? Especially when I just look at his StatCast or his Baseball Savant profile, and it looks like shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that play lost. Yeah, that second period, both teams to score was real tough loss for you, T-Mac. That's a bad beat there, considering the Oilers, and they piled it on right at the end too. So.
And Colorado scored 20 seconds into the third?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it was funny. One of my friends texted me, was it seemed like Colorado was okay, we're going to actually try this period. And in the second period, they just didn't really have any gas. McKinnon didn't really look like he did much. But in the end, it's just Mike Smith, man. He blew it at the end. He let in a couple squeakers, and then that overtime goal was really nice though. So that was a great play by Lehkonen, who, not going to say I predicted him to score the game winner, but I predicted him to score. So we'll take it.
Yes.
That was a nice little cash there. He had a great game on the power play. I think he at least had 1 power play point and 2 assists, and then that overtime goal. So
he had a point in the first goal
series.
First goal, he had a point. He had an assist in the first goal of the game. So
and then I think he assisted on McKinnon's goal when he was ripping down the wing there, kind of after his penalty in the third period to tie it up.
Yeah, true. So he would have 3 points last night there.
Yeah. So that's Oilers are done. Like I said, kind of saw that coming after they lost game 3, a game that they really on paper should have won and didn't. And then yesterday, Francouz played all right, but I wonder, I honestly don't know what team is going to make it through in the Eastern Conference. I really don't at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not surprised at all if Tampa knots it up tonight, but I probably lead. It's easy to lean the Rangers' way when they're lead from the series, but I don't know. Shesterkin's looked great. It's going to be. I think it's going to go 6. It's definitely going to go 6, maybe 7 games. Yeah. Honestly, Tampa could go either way, just like you said.
I could see it being a home, the home team's going to win every game, and then just like every series essentially that the Rangers have played.
Yeah.
I think then someone will grab a game near the end, away, wherever it be, and then the series will be done. But and then today, obviously we're a little short staffed. Sandy went corporate on us today, and he's at a conference. And then we got Ave is driving probably through Middle America as we speak, trying to get back into Canada. So you're stuck with just me and T-Mac today, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We'll see if T-Mac, if we have a good day today, we might have to just keep it to a 2-man show for the rest of the week. I don't know.
Yes. That gives people at least a good amount of plays, enough plays to find winners, but also a small amount of plays so that they aren't going bankrupt purely on our picks. So I like that.
We should talk briefly about our social media coordinator.
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Parlay last night. He had a 4-teamer. He had McDavid to score, Hyman to score, Makar to score, which is Hyman and Makar scored the first 2 goals of the game. And then he had under 8.5. And honestly, when McDavid scored that goal, I think, was it to make it 2-1 or 3-1? 3-1 maybe?
3-1.
I was 3-1. Dude, shit's cashing for sure. I thought it was a lock, and then Gav, send a receipt to fucking Mike Smith. Send it to Mike Smith and say, hey pal, send me $2,800 for blowing that.
So he had Makar, McDavid, Hyman, and the under, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a free bet, so I'm glad it was not his money. Yeah. I wish we texted him and said, because he's not here. No, he's not here right now. He must be out for lunch. Yeah, he went out for lunch. We're gonna have a new flag behind us really soon, people. The bush light will be adios. We should have texted him and told him to hedge.
I know.
I feel bad.
I mean, well, if you have half a brain, hedge. But I mean, I guess we should have just let him know.
Because like,
too bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess that's kind of on him.
But yeah, Landon here saying, what is Landon? Actually, question for the Twitter followers out there. Landon, have you ever even been to fucking Canada before? That's a question I'm curious about. But I mean, looking at the board, T-Mac, today, we kind of talked about it before the show. It's kind of trash. Like the MLB board at least is trash. Obviously, we got that hockey game. But other than that, I'd actually would love for you to take me through one or two of your winners this week for the Canadian Open quickly, if you don't mind.
Should we do that? I was planning to do that tomorrow, but I do love the Canadian Open board. So
let's get, since we're short staffed, a little bit more time. Let's hear what you got so people could lock in those picks before the early morning Thursday round start.
Okay, so I'm still hunting for top 40s. I saw top 20s and top 10s drop on Caesars, Bet Rivers, and MGM this morning. So I was happy to see that. So I haven't made those bets yet, but I'm going to. I have three guys I like. Canadian Open is like, this is like the guys show up here and they just absolutely fucking tear the golf course apart. It doesn't matter where it is. Like the winning score is going to be like right around 20 under. I think the last three winners have been 21 under or better. So the golf courses here, yeah, they're nice. They're still pretty to look at on TV like they are in the US, but there's no, Glen Abbey was just kind of wide open. You can put it wherever you want to on the course, and you'll still be able to score. Even at St. George's, where they're at this year, the rough's not gonna punish you. It never has when they come up north. But a little bit tighter, short par 70, like 7,000 yards, 5 par 3s. So that's something I'm keeping in mind, especially with these three picks. So I have a full breakdown written. I tweeted it earlier this morning, so check those out, or check that out. The big things I'm looking at is par 3 scoring, because 5 par 3s is a pretty significant number compared to your usual round on the tour. So par 3 scoring, and then I said it earlier. I'm like, these guys can hit it anywhere. They're all going to be able to attack the flagstick, like Stanley Thompson Design, my home course where I used to. Have you
ever played St. George's?
No. Have you?
No, I haven't. I know one of the pros there. He's from Montreal and he lives there now, or near it. It's a great track, but like you said, like Glen Abbey, I don't think the scores are going to be too high at this one.
Like there's not a lot to dive into. Like you can get into, it's like everyone who gives golf analysis is like, I'm looking for a guy who's a great second shot player. It's like, yeah, no shit. That's going to give a lot of birdie opportunities. Like I would think the best golfers on tour are great second shot players. Yeah. Nobody's like going to be able to outmuscle it in terms of length, because it is tight and it's a lot of dog legs. So you're just going to driving accuracy, and I just care about putting. Like who is going to get hot with the flat stick. So the three guys I'm on are Shane Lowry. He's plus 1,800. It's the best number I could find at our partner books. He is having a really good season. Like he had the T3 at the Masters. Great putter. Great. I think he's fourth on tour in proximity to the hole, maybe third. So he's really good with that number. And then the putting has been great this year. And he's got pretty good both length and accuracy off the tee. So he's the guy I'm putting like the most money on, just with him being a plus 1,800. The other two I like are Brendan Todd, because he's consistently year in and year out one of the best putters on tour. There are some issues in terms of like being able to attack the flagstick and proximity to the hole, but great putter. Again, this place is going to be easy for these guys. And then the last one, Canadian. Mackenzie Hughes can't get off the tee. The dude's a disaster with the driver. Hopefully being like me off the tee. Yes, hopefully being an hour from Hamilton is going to help him being close to home. So he's the Canadian I'm going with. I have Mackenzie Hughes at plus 8,000, and then the best number I could get on Todd was plus 6,600. So okay. I'm excited about the Canadian Open. I'm going to have to go on Sunday, especially if these guys are in the hunt.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking these three outright, and then I like to find Hughes top 40 because his game's really it's not in a great place right now. It's not, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm pretty sure he's missed like three of his last five cuts.
He's played well at this event though. Like in the past, out of all the Canadians, I'm trying to think if there's some. No, he's even when he was like really young, he was playing this event really well. So
yes,
I don't hate that pick at all. Shout out Graham Dillette actually just officially retired from the PGA Tour today. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, really?
I thought he was already
poor
retired,
guy.
but,
Poor guy.
Yeah, Boise State Bronco.
The yips, man. That guy had
he had the
fierce battle with the yips.
Great ball striker, but there's tons of great ball strikers out there, not a lot of good putters.
I remember I went and watched him at Riviera when I went on a trip to LA like 3-4 years ago now. I've been there twice for the two different events they've had there, but I remember watching him, and that was the deal. I watched him I watched him around pitching it around the greens, and just usual stuff that I would do if I was out there, just chucking a wedge and hitting it like 4 feet in front of me kind of deal. That is to be that good at golf and then not being able to hit it like 40 yards and in has to be the most, like, there's no way I'd pick up a golf club anymore if I was like that good in every other part of my game. It's like the concept of being able to mash one 315 yards exactly where you want it to go, and then you can't hit it 20 yards where you want it to go is asinine, but that's golf, right?
And thinking like imagine he misses a green, he's like, fuck, this is like pretty much an auto bogey. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that must be tough.
Top 40s are out on Bet Rivers. Okay,
there we go.
So Mackenzie Hughes to finish top 40, a smaller field, so the odds aren't going to be as nice. Minus 137. Same with Brendan. Same with Brendan Todd. Minus 137. So I'm gonna hit top 30s as well. Thank you. Bet Rivers is really good with this shit. They're really good with the markets in golf. I find if you don't want to hit because honestly, I'm going to take my shots on these guys to win, but you're not going to hit those winners very often. So try to, if you like some guys, your research tells you like the guys, play them in other ways than just winning, or else you're just, the majority of the time you're going to be losing your money, right? Especially if you're playing multiple players, you're guaranteed to lose or to at least be giving some money away.
Yeah. 100%.
Hughes plus 110 and Todd plus 110. So I think I'll go top 30s for both of them is what I'll do there.
Nice. That was a good. Yeah. Bet Rivers is really good for golf betting. I found out of most of the major books, and they give you a $250 deposit match if you sign up with them using our promo code, which I believe is just OwnersBox. So head over to the blog and use our links, because if not, I mean, you're missing out on free money and if not, honestly, these golf tournaments are probably the best to use these promos on, considering you get it back if you lose, and the odds are obviously going to be pretty long. So something I would definitely consider this week if you haven't signed up either. Bet Rivers, MGM, or even Caesars, all good places to kind of get your golf betting needs into it. Let's get into the hockey.
Last thing.
Go for it.
Parlaying these three guys to make the cut at Bet Rivers plus 157.
Ooh, I love a good make the cut parlay. That's always good.
So,
we could be looking into that. I need to get back into the golf game because I've missed last week. Thank God I didn't end up betting on Cam Young, because if he would have shot 85 or whatever he shot on the last day, I would have lost my mind.
Gav was not happy. He was excited on day one. It fell apart. I love.
Had
Cam
some
Young,
bad beats recently.
Yeah, but I'm definitely parlaying this bad boy. I hope Gav heard that. He's back sitting down. Plus 157, Gav. We parlay all three of them.
Make the cut parlay, Gav. Get in on it. Get back. Okay, T-Mac, let's look at this hockey game tonight. I don't know if you have an official play for this, but my play for this game is going to be Lightning and Reg. It's very similar to my analysis the last time I took the Lightning in game 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers have been outplayed in pretty much every single one of these games. It's just they've had the better goalie at home, and in game 3, when they're back at Amalie Arena, Vasilevsky started playing really well, and you could see his splits it portrays how much better he plays at home than he does on the road. He's 5-1 at home with a .942 save percentage and a .191 goals against average. On the road, it's above 3, his goals against average, and his save percentage is almost below 900, and he's 4-4. Yeah. So clearly it's a factor playing back home in Tampa. And we saw he played much better on the road when they played Florida. And that's interesting. I wonder if just the proximity of these two rinks, that the travel didn't really affect him or also Florida's crowd sucks, so they have no atmosphere impact on these goaltenders. But I think in Tampa, it's obviously more difficult for Igor. He not that he played poorly by any means, but Tampa just poured it on later on in the second period and the third period. And I could see a very similar game arc today, except I think Tampa might get out to the early lead this time. The Rangers have been really bad in this road underdog spot. They're 1-6 in the last 7 in this spot. And the fact that the odds haven't really changed that much, despite Tampa's offensive output in that last game, makes me believe that Tampa is going to win this game again. Like I mentioned before, I think it'll be a home and home battle until someone finally breaks away on the road. And I think that'll be in either game 5 or 6. I still think Tampa is going to advance. I know a couple people that have a lot of Rangers tickets to win the Eastern Conference, but I just don't know how sustainable this game plan that Gerard Gallant's putting out there with how many pucks and shots Igor's getting on. I know I kind of sound like a broken record saying that over and over again, but the bubble's going to burst at some point, and I think tonight will be it's a good time to take the Lightning. So I'm going to be taking Lightning in reg for 1 unit, and then I'm also going to jump on -1.5 for half a unit as well. I think this one might be a blowout, to be honest.
I was going to mention, when you mentioned that about the Vasilevsky thing, it does, even though, like you said, the Florida part doesn't really make sense in terms of a travel standpoint, but it does speak to it because you look at the previous 2 series before this one, and they were Florida and Toronto, and those are 2 high scoring prolific offenses. Mm-hmm. And to see that discrepancy home road, there has to be something to it, right? So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And just a couple notes for people looking for some player props for tonight. Kucherov and Andre Palat have been beasts at home. Palat almost has a goal per game at home this series, and he's priced above about plus 220, plus 260 actually at Caesars right now to score a goal. Kucherov to get an assist is obviously juiced, but he has 7 of them in home games this postseason. It's at like -150. So those are 2 guys I would look at if you're looking for guys on the Lightning to kind of produce. Since they've been so
I hope Gav's listening. Brian just built you a fucking same game
parlay.
Gav, it sounds nice. I might have to make it myself. I might have to do that right now.
Let's
just see what the odds are. Let's just see what the odds are. But can I get assists for Kucherov?
The craziest thing too, I'll say about the Rangers here in terms of like high danger shots against. So just any shot that they consider a goal that could go in. The Rangers have 79 against this postseason. The closest team to them was the Oilers, and that was before last night. They had 49. So I know the Rangers have played the most games probably of any team that's left, but that's still a staggering stat. Like there's no way Igor can play that well all the way until they make or win the Stanley Cup, if that's essentially what it's going to happen, right? So
right. Okay, so I don't know if I can get assists. I can get points.
Yeah, maybe do a point for Kucherov. It's probably really bad, the odds.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think it's probably like what, -250.
How about we do this? You're sniffing the 1.5. You're gonna mix it in. So why don't I take Kucherov? What the? All right, I can't speak poorly of Bet Rivers like that, but this makes no sense.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. I just went Tampa Bay and reg, Palat to score, and Nikita Kucherov at least 2 points, and it's telling me I can't combine those outcomes.
Weird.
Kucherov 1 point still tells me I can't combine the outcomes. Why the hell is that? All right, might have to head to another book here because that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think I'll explore that. I think we'll probably get, if we can get assists, I can probably get it at like plus 500 maybe for those 3 or plus 4 something.
That makes sense. That sounds about right. Platt scored the game winner last game, so I could see him being fired up and scoring again at some point in this game. Hopefully they burst that Igor bubble like Pittsburgh did at home in that first series. But T-Mac, I know you have a nice, sizable, juicy baseball card for today, filled with player props, maybe a side. Let's break down. I'd love to hear what you have in. Well, I guess you don't have anything in this early game, right?
No. It's just my plays are like sicko plays today. But I will, if anyone's on Caesars, do not take Lightning and reg at Caesars. -129 at Caesars. So make sure you look somewhere else.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So let me see if I can build this parlay quick. Let me see. We got time.
MGM, I got the Lightning and Reg at -110, I think it was, and it's still.
Yeah, I see -104 at Bet Rivers is what I think I saw. So
yeah, -110
better
at MGM. So Rivers is the best line for this game for sure.
Where do I? All right. We'll move along. But yeah, I'll get to baseball. Let me just get to my notes here.
Yeah, get to him first. I could go over one of my picks first, so it's too bad that Sandy's not on the show today because I'm backing his Dodgers on the road against the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox have been really disappointing this year, honestly. Like their win total was set, I think, around like 91 or 2, and they were supposed to win their division, and they're nowhere near winning their division right now. And I think they're projected at this point to get like 78 wins or 79 wins. I didn't even realize they've been this bad. And
the
now
injuries too.
Yeah,
injuries been dealing with too.
And then looking at this matchup, like so going up against Mitch White, who Sandy says is horrible. And yeah, he's obviously not Walker Buehler or Clayton Kershaw, but he's serviceable, I think, in this spot, especially because the White Sox have been so bad against righties. Over the last month, they have the 6th worst OBP against right-handers at 291 and 2nd worst slugging percentage. So I like that number going in backing the Dodgers. One thing that I do kind of like for Mitch White here, his ERA at home has been really, really bad. It's 6.52, but on the road, it's a little bit better. Obviously, it's 3.27. Not anything to write home about, but it's definitely something to look at. And the Dodgers have been the best road team in MLB this season, right up there with the Yankees. They're 18-9, and the White Sox are below 500 at home. Dodgers have been crushing righties recently. Mookie Betts is on another planet right now. They're 2nd in OBP and 2nd in slugging percentage over the last 30 days. So I really like the Dodgers here, especially at that price, -125. That doesn't come along very often for one of the best teams in baseball. So I'll jump on it.
I know. I'm with you. I went through this game. I was looking at it and I thought the same thing. The White Sox are fucking awful against right-handed pitchers. So like, this is a chance for Mitch White to get right. Like if you want a team to play, if you're Mitch White, this is the team. But I'm wondering why this line stinks so badly. -125. I know they're on the road. That's the only concern I had is how stinky this line is. Like Kopech's been pretty good, but again, like you said, the Dodgers are like rake against righties.
Yeah.
So,
the one thing that I kind of wasn't too like, there's weird line movement for this one because if Action Network is right, they opened at -135 and they're down to -25. I know you think that a lot of these lines that Action Network says they open at are actually bullshit. So
yeah,
I'm going to go with that narrative today because I don't want to believe that there's weird line moving going on in this one, but the splits aren't that crazy in this game. 75% of the tickets, 65% of the money on the Dodgers. So I'm confident in this one. The Dodgers need to rally behind these pitchers who aren't they're in their regular starting 5 because these guys are hurt and they got to find other ways to win ball games. So
yeah, the other site I'm looking at that I look at for like movement said it opened at 25 and now it's at 20. So it's not as substantial. But yeah, I mean the numbers to me tell you that this is a good play for sure.
And Kopech got mashed by the Jays in his last game. So I think against another really good hitting team, I think that could very well happen.
Yeah. I'll go to one of the later games as well. I've been getting burned with total bases props, and the guy I take hits a leadoff fucking single in the first inning, and then he doesn't do anything the rest of the game. Usually gets walked once.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, Trout got walked right in the 7th last night.
And then he was due up. The last out was Ohtani in the 9th inning. So he would have been up if somebody could have got on base in one of those once in the last 2 innings. But regardless, so I'm going to go to a singles prop, and this terrifies me. Like this might be like the same both teams to score from last night where I'm just too in my bag with this play, but it's a guy who like isn't going to give me the type of like power that, especially this is in the Giants game here of like at that park at Oracle Park. It's not really a hitter's park. So hopefully this makes enough sense to work out for me, but I'm taking Brandon Crawford over half a single -115. I believe I got this at MGM. He's hitting really well against Herman Marquez, who's been a complete and utter fucking bum this season. He's got an ERA of like 6. He has been terrible. 344 average Crawford has against Marquez. I think it's in 34 at bats, so a really nice sample size for us there, which is great. Left-handed hitters against Marquez this season hitting 336, so he can't really get lefties out. No surprise there. And Marquez last season, a 9.22 ERA at Oracle Park in 3 games against the Giants. This isn't 1 game sample size. This is 3 starts in San Fran, and he's been terrible. I mentioned doesn't lend itself to the deep ball. 13 singles to just 2 extra base hits for Crawford at home. So he's hitting decently well at home, but those are just kind of singles, not a lot of extra base hits to show for when he's playing at home. So Crawford over half a single today. It is not my addition to the parlay, but I do like it. It's a bit of a sicko play, but let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen, man. Yeah, I'll be honest, T-Mac, I know we talked about this yesterday. This kind of reminds me similar play to JT Compher under 0.5 blocks from our boy Book It with Trent.
Oh my God.
Dude, oh my God. I'm watching the Oilers in the first period on a power play, and I've never seen a more clear block shot in my life by JT Compher. Fully sells out for it and just takes one right and looked like the stomach. And I just started laughing like, poor guy. Trent he's a bigger fade god than I am right now.
There are things that I just couldn't bet because there's no way I could watch the game. And that is one of them. There's no way I'm watching that hockey game and just being on the lookout for JT Compher every time he's on the ice. Don't get in front of a shot.
That's the thing too, right? I think, how can you, unless you personally know the player, how can you know he's not going to block a shot? He's being I don't block shots for our team. He's probably won't say that in an interview or anything like that. So I just don't know how you can have a lot of confidence in that. I guess you could look at his past games, but still, it's like you could block a shot in any sort of facet, right? So
yeah. It's not, and Compher's out there killing a fucking on the penalty kill.
Yeah,
maybe that's not the guy,
dude,
right?
Come on. Anyway, I do think your prop is a little bit obviously better, but it reminds me of it because what if he hits a fucking double or a triple or a homer? It's nuts, right?
I know exactly. But the going back to what I said there about not wanting to watch, when Gav had that under last night, that's the other point where I'm like, I can't stomach watching this. I just get that feeling in my stomach. It's like the game goes at the slowest pace ever. It's like when I'm watching unders in basketball and I'm like, I'm watching the game and then I'm looking at my phone at what's the live total at? What's the live total at? What's the live total at? And I'm like, dude, just stop. Maybe you need to step away. You're not enjoying the game anymore. That happened in the first half on Sunday because I had the under. It ended up working out. I got to stop watching the score, but I'll get too crazy with that. So,
yeah. Okay. Let's hear your other player prop, and then we'll both go into our last picks, and then we'll sum up the party parlay for today.
Yeah, I'll save my prop for the end.
I guess
last one because it's the addition to the parlay. But I've got the Phillies on the road, money line -105. They're at the Brewers. The Phillies are hot. They've won 4 straight. Fucking see you later, Joe Girardi. Smell ya. Shout out to Johnny Bryson Stott, who he loves. He can't stop tweeting about the season. Is eating right now. They brought up they finally let the big dog, the young dog, eat. The puppy is out of the pen, and he has been hitting incredibly well. He had a walk-off 3-run bomb for the Phillies the other night. They seem to have some life, which is much needed for this roster because they are really in on this, especially the lineup, really in on this team this season. So they need to make the playoffs, and they look invigorated. So I'm excited about that. They've won 4 straight. Like I said, Brewers, brutal against lefties. Ranger Suarez's pitching hasn't been great this season. When I went through this game and looked at his baseball savant, it didn't get me juiced up, but some help from the Brewers would be the 4th highest strikeout rate in baseball against lefties, 29th in batting average, 24th in OPS, and 28th in weighted runs created. Plus, I think this is a line where people see the Brewers at home as short of favorites as they could be and are going to be heading their way, even though they've got, I think it's, what's his name on the hill? It's like his second start of the year. Anderson? No, is it Anderson? No, Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. Yeah.
So I really like this price on the Phillies. I think it's a perfect spot where nobody's going to be on them, but they're hot right now, and I'm gonna ride that train.
Yeah, I like this pick. I was looking at the under in this game.
Yes.
But the way the Phillies have been hitting, honestly, I don't think I want to take it right now. It seems like they're really rolling and feeding off this Girardi firing. So I'm going to stay away from that.
But I thought the same thing too. I was thinking the under at first. That was my initial thought. So
but the one under I do like today, and you know what? I say that with a grain of salt because I like it because the numbers back it, but fuck, I hate betting on these teams because they're so unpredictable because they're so bad. And it's the under 7 in the Pirates and Tigers game today. You have two of pretty much the best lefties, I think I would say, who have been pitching this year. Jose Quintana and Tarek Skubal. They've been unreal.
Skubbal's been good.
Mm-hmm. Quintana has been a machine at home. His ERA is like just narrowly above 2. So pitching really well in their home park. And then Scubal's been great. 2.15 ERA this season, and he's allowed just 3 earned over his last 5 starts. Tigers have really, really struggled against lefties recently. Over the last month, they have a 258 OBP and the third fewest weighted runs created against lefties. So that's something I'm taking in this one. Pirates have actually been one of the hotter teams in baseball, which is crazy to say. They've won 5 of 6. I know they just had a series against the D-backs, but they're going up, I think, against Skubal. And then the Tigers' bullpen's actually been pretty solid recently. So I think it's just a tall order to go up against this left-hander who's been playing and dealing over the past month and pretty much all season long. So I think it'll be tougher for them to get runs in. I was looking at the first 5 under, but I prefer the full game under at 7. I'm plugging my nose and just fucking taking this pick. Not any sort of huge confidence on this pick. I'm just going to be taking 1 unit and throwing it on it and probably won't even fucking watch the game, to be honest.
Yeah. No, don't watch it under 7. That is hard. That's hard to do. I don't mind that. I like School's been really good, really, really good. So if he keeps it going, he's going to get the Tigers like finally a solid piece of the rotation. So that's nice.
Yeah. Tony Toon, I do indeed handicap baseball. It's not my best sport, I'll be honest, but it's been going decently well over the last week or so. So fade me or ride with me. It's up to you, pal, but we'll be seeing.
Yeah. Speaking of how you're doing the baseball, we do need to, I did just open a spreadsheet before we started. It must need to track our results. So we'll start doing that as well.
Yes.
That reminded me from yesterday. And then as well, we're going to try to transition over to Twitch as well. So
the switch to Twitch is coming.
Yeah. We'll keep you guys updated on that, but we do want to do that and try to, continue to reach a good audience. And we want to get some people on here sharing some picks. Like if you're watching the video, jump in the comments, let us know what you like today. We'd love to bring people onto the show as a guest, bring them into the Zoom, share a play. We are not the sharpest minds in sports betting. We're just trying to have some fun, enjoy it. So if you want to let us know what you're on for today or for tomorrow, we're going to try to get some guests on too. So that should be good. Let's get to my last play. So this one is quite uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable, but because Cole Irvin's gone over this number of 3.5 Ks in 4 of his last 5 starts, but he's gone over it by 1 K. He has 4. He had two strikeouts in his most recent starts, and the 4 before were all 4 strikeouts exactly. So 3.5 with just a bit of juice, minus 120 is what I ended up grabbing it at. He is the most incredible baseball savant pitcher I've ever looked at. His expected ERA is more than 2 runs higher than his actual ERA. His ERA is less than 3. His actual is over 5. So crazy. His strikeout rate, this is a pitch to contact guy, like we were talking about at the top of the show, 14% strikeout rate, 11th percentile in Major League Baseball. He's given up a 533 slugging, which is bottom 10% of the league, well below league average. I mean, you look at all the numbers, barrel rate, max exit velo. What am I missing? Everything, expected batting average. It is all like a way, way high compared to the league average. So now he runs into a Braves team that are massive favorites today. They're like minus 250, I think. They're huge favorites today. Good reason for it because they mash lefties. Eat them for breakfast. 5th in weighted runs created, 4th in OPS. The only problem is, and it has nothing to do with lefties in particular, their strikeout rate is pretty high, like 24%. It's 4th highest, I think, in Major League Baseball. So it's a high number, but they've got a guy here in Irvin who just has an incredibly low whiff rate. Like he doesn't have swing and miss stuff. But the problem will be plate discipline. Like there just needs to be some better plate discipline from the Braves. And I assume there has to have been a discussion about this, considering how well they're hitting, but at the same time, how high the strikeout rate they have is. So I like Irvin under 3.5 Ks because, one, I don't think he lasts very long because I think the Braves are in for a big day, and the money line and the spread of -1.5 indicates that. So I really like Irvin under 3.5 Ks today. And considering I don't have to pay much juice, which usually you do with these strikeout props. So
yeah, where's the best line at for this one, D-Mac?
MGM is where I got it.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I like this play. That was a hell of a fucking sell job. I agree with you. I think the Braves will kind of start. They just had a tough start to the year, but they're starting to hit a lot better now. And I think this guy is going to get fucking whacked by them. I hope so.
The profile, you got to look at it when you get off. It's insanity. It's insanity. Like sub 3 ERA, but it's a lot of blue, not a lot of red. So
okay. So party parlay.
Yeah, we have to talk about Sandy.
Sandman. Did he send you any sort of sell job for this Guardians pick or no?
No, it's the game got rained out yesterday. So he just literally took the game from yesterday and he's putting it on today for game 1.
So it's Cal on the mound?
Yeah, it's Cal and is it Gray? Is John Gray on the mound?
Right. Yeah. John Gray.
Yes.
Avery's fucking nemesis. Okay, yeah. So we got Guardians game 1 money line. It's Sandman's pick. Ave didn't have a pick. He's on the road. Don't text and drive. It's not good.
Road dog. No.
And I will be on the Lightning in reg for my parlay piece, which means it's probably gonna fucking lose, but that's okay. I'm riding with the Bolts at Amalie Arena. It's paid off the last 2 years. I'm gonna fucking keep doing it. So, and then T-Mac, obviously this sharp Cole Irvin under
3.5. Yes.
Under 3.5.
Plus 540 on that one. So it's decent. It's decent. It's a good payday. But yeah, Sandy will be back tomorrow. He of course had to make sure, even though the boss is at some business, a little conference, he had to make sure that he took some time to submit a play today. So I'm looking forward to this because we're breaking it up because this game's at like 3:30 and then Lightning at 8 and then 9:40, I think is when.
Oh, is that
this game?
No, 7:20. I see right here.
Oh, I'm thinking of I'm sorry, I was thinking of the Giants game. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot that they have Atlanta. Yeah, they're in Atlanta.
Yeah. So 7:20.
You know who pitches today too in game 2 of that Guardians Rangers. I'm gonna have to look up what his prop is because
oh my god, is it our buddy?
It's our guy Connor Pilkington,
the K machine. I can't believe his performance that last game. Oh my god, he had 5 strikeouts through the first 5 or 6 batters or something like that. Absolutely smoked his K prop. I think we were on the under in that game, right? That was when they played the Rangers.
Yes. So I don't pitching, quality pitching, no. Prop bets. Yeah, it's not out yet because it's game 2. We always struggle to find the props in game 2 of these double headers. So hopefully they'll hit us with it. So keep an eye out because listen, Connor Pilkington might be legit. I have no clue what his baseball savant profile looks like, but
I'm gonna take his
what I saw with the eyeballs.
K props blindly tonight, and if it hits, I'm gonna buy a jersey. And if he has a good season, I'm going to fucking Cleveland and I'm meeting him. And I'm going to thank him for his services because I'm going to tell him that your parents obviously knew you were going to be an absolute stud in the MLB with naming your kid Connor with a K to start. Like, who the fuck does that? That's absolute psychotic.
Yes, that's so true. Like they knew something. They might have changed his first name after he was born.
Imagine you're a baseball player. All right, we're K Connor.
Yeah, they found out he was a left-handed. His dad was like 6'4". They knew he was going to be a tall left-hand or tall ambidextrous guy, and he was born in an athletic family. They're like, let's put a K on that first name. We don't need to see anymore. So
love it. All right. That is it for Lions at Lunch today. Check out the YouTube description, guys. If you're still looking to sign up at some of these new sports books, we got great promo codes that unlock some huge bonuses. And then also we'll be tweeting out that party parlay graphic. You'll be able to get those same promos in that tweet thread. So be sure to be on the lookout for those plays and look at our Twitters for the rest of the plays we're on today. And we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow.